guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm sorry if my recording sounds, or my voice sounds weird. I'm having to use a different microphone because my one's broken. Welcome, we're going to do Christmas. It's time to do Christmas. I bought this advent calendar from Hobbycraft. I think it would be Hobby Lobby over in America. And I am going to start by ripping off all the little handles because I don't want them. I'm essentially going to use the back of the boxes as the front of the boxes. So I need to take all the handles off so that they're not in the way. Then I'm going to use my Dremel and I'm going to sort of sand down all of these little thumb notches so that you can pull the drawers out using your thumbs instead of the handles. It did make it a little bit more difficult. Also, when you're doing this, you're going to make a lot of mess. See, I am in a pile of dust. 1, wear face protection. 2, when cleaning it, don't be an idiot like myself and get it wet using a spray. Hoover your dust. Because otherwise it sticks to everything, and I found out the hard way. So here's me telling you the easy way. Use a hoover. And then I went on to priming. I chose black and white because I wasn't sure which one I was going to use. I ended up using black. Now I'm going to go on to something completely different just to throw you all out. This is a pack of 3 like cardboard canvases. I only need the one. I'm going to use this as a door to cover the advent calendar so it looks cool. I literally just drew a really rudimentary deer onto the front so I knew generally where I was going to be putting my sculpture. And then I went on to making the deer's body first. So all you need to do is make a lumpy bumpy weird volcano thing. Oh, look over there, I made a little octopus. Wow. I didn't even notice that. Okay, sorry. You're going to make a weird volcano thing, and then you're going to add loads of lumpy bumpy bits to make it look like a deer neck. It's that simple, really. You're just going to make it look semi 3D. You don't want it to be completely 2D. So to add fur and to make it look a little bit more realistic, we're going to add a little bit of bulk underneath the neck, and then we're going to spend an absolute age adding in tiny little teardrop shapes for fur. Once you've made it adequately lumpy and bumpy, you are going to add in loads of fur texture. You're probably going to see this a lot in the video, mainly because reindeer are reasonably furry. Literally, I just use a ball stylus to sort of drag it in the shapes of fur, and then I go back in with my rubber collar shaper and sort of just try and refine the shape a little bit. Then we are going to make the head. I am scrunching up a foil ball into the shape of a deer head. It doesn't kind of look like a deer to begin with, though. I found that I made a dinosaur first. But yeah, you're going to make a foil ball in the shape of a deer's head, and you're going to cover that in your polymer clay. Now that you've made an adequately deer-shaped head, you're going to need to make some eyes. These are literally just glass cabochons. I am going to... Well, I was going for like a nice Christmassy mystical eye. That was the idea. I'm using a little bit of this pearl white mica powder. And, I wanted it to look ethereal and pretty. I feel like I just made a blind deer. But the idea was to create a magical look. But literally I just added a little bit of mica powder to some UV resin, cured that, and then I'm going to add a little bit of black mica powder just because white mica powder doesn't really stand out unless it's got like a black background. So I just added in the black just to, one, hide the pink clay that was going to be behind it, and two, to try and make the eye pop a little bit more. My blind deer has beautiful eyes. Now you're just going to literally just jam the eyes onto your head. I would recommend sticking a little bit of bacon bond or polymerclay adhesive behind them just so that they stick. And then we're going to make some eyelids. If you didn't notice, I roll a ball of clay and then I cut it into half, and that kind of gives me an exact amount for each side, so I don't have one eyelid that's bigger than the other. And I'm going to do that for both the top and the bottom eyelid. Now that our reindeer stroke dinosaur has some eye-shaped eyes, it's time to give him some cheek-shaped cheeks. I used the ball method again, cut it in half, and then just sort of sculpt the cheeks underneath the eyes, you know, like reindeers have. And then it was on to the mouth. I'm literally just using a ball stylus. I like to create like quite a thick divot into where the crease of the mouth will be, and then sort of sketch it in. And then I'm going to roll a very thin piece of clay and use that as a top lip. Once I've attached this, he really looks like a dinosaur to me, and I'm debating whether I need to forget the antlers idea and create a Christmas dinosaur at this point. I was very much stuck in the I need to trust the process routine. As soon as I'd done that, I thought, well, I'll give him a chin. Maybe the chin will help, and that just made him look even more dinosaur-y. Yeah, so I was like, okay, maybe the nose will change my mind. And actually, when I added the nose, that's when he started looking more like a reindeer and a little less like a very cute dinosaur. Next up is the antlers. I am literally just using a really sturdy bit of steel wire, and then I'm going to wrap some aluminium wire around it to create the prongs of the antler. It'll also give the clay something really good to stick to. All of that twisted wire is like, I won't need to use any bacon bond to get the clay to stick to it. I'm going to do the antlers at the same time so that both sides are equal, if that makes sense. I'm literally cutting wire exactly the same for both sides to make both antlers. I don't know if that makes sense. But once I have made the antlers, I am using Cos Clay because it will stay nice and bendy after I've baked it, so that when I inevitably smack the antlers at some point, I don't break them. But literally, I roll it out into like a big long tube, and I cut a big line down it, open it up, and then sort of shove it onto the armature. I'm going to do that mostly off camera because I'm an idiot and I didn't think about where my hands were. But generally that's how it goes. I just stick the polymer clay to the wire until I have an antler. Blend everything in. It is simple if you really give it a go. It's nice and simple. You'll be fine. Now we need to attach said antlers. So I am going to just jam a point sharp pointy thing. There we go. A sharp pointy thing into his head. And yeah, literally just sort of glue the antlers into his head, and then use a little bit more Cos Clay around the top just to hold it all together. And then it is time to attach the head to the body. I literally just jammed a bit of Cos Clay behind the head, and then I'm going to blend it all in together and then continue the furring process. I told you there was going to be a lot of this. Literally just spending ages furring. Next up is some ears. I used the ball method again, cut it in half, and then I've got 2 equal size ears. I'm using Cos Clay. I'm literally just sort of using a colour shaper to make an ear. I know that's helpful. That's very descriptive of me. You know, make an ear. That's how you do it. Then you fur some more, just to make your life great. And then I realised I didn't like the head placement. I had a bit of a mini panic attack about it, so I had to chop his head off. So yeah, I lifted his head up by jamming in a load more foil underneath his neck and then sort of reclaying it. I realised when I picked up the sculpture that the deer's head was actually really pointing downwards, so I needed to lift the face up a little bit more. So that was how I did that. Panicked my life though, because I thought I was going to ruin it. Then it was on to making some holly leaves just to change up things. This is incredibly hard to work with Fimo. I had some left, it was really dry, absolutely killed my hands making them. So I'm going to make the leaves, and then I'm going to do something completely different again, because I like to change things up and keep confusing you all. Now I'm going to make some sticks. But I'm going to make wreathy sticks, that's the point. Literally, long tapered snakes everywhere, and then add wood texture to it using a pin tool. Nice and simple. I've clearly got bored at this point of doing like sticks, so it's back to the holly. I found that, well, I didn't find it, I bought this, but I have a leafy stamper mould. I think it's for rose leaves, but it works really well for my holly leaves as well, and I decided to do it with all of the holly leaves. I think it saves a lot of time in the long run, although it still felt like it took ages to make them. I feel like this was a massive time saver, because to have made all of those textures by hand would have taken an awful lot longer. So yeah, literally added in all of my holly, and then I wanted to make a Yule log, because it's not Christmas without a Yule log. We have a Yule log in our house every year. I think it's a very much a European tradition, but you know, the rest of the world, this is the Yule log. It's an old tradition here in the UK. It kind of symbolises the returning of the sun, so the ending of winter. So over Christmas we burn the Yule log for 12 days, hence the 12 nights of Christmas. Yeah, and it kind of has some very old symbolism to it, and I really wanted to add it to my sculpture. Next up, it's making the candles for the Yule log. The reason that we have candles on the log and not burn the log itself these days is mainly because burning a log in a house, or a modern house, it causes a few issues with fires, so we add candles to it now. But once upon a time we would have burnt the log for the full 12 days to renew the summer and to bring back the sun. So, but yeah, now we use candles because lighting fires in modern day homes is kind of a little bit hard, unless of course you've got a fireplace, but most British houses, we don't have fireplaces anymore. And then I went on to add a Cos Clay reef, or reef ribbon. It's not a reef, we've done the reef bit, that was the sticks. I'm making a ribbon. Literally just made a really long snake and shoved it through my pasta machine, and then made a pretty bow. It was nice and simple, and then it was time to put this reindeer in the oven. Now it is on to painting. I will do my usual of shushing up unless I need to actually talk, because I feel like this is the bit where you can just chill out, listen to a little bit of Christmas music, and I will probably see you at some point near the end.
While the snow is gently falling, we keep busy until late, 'cause tomorrow keeps on calling, and the red man will not wait. So we better get to move on. Let's bring on the evergreens. Keep the chimney clean, you know what I mean.
much lately. I can barely find the time to sleep. Yeah, I spend my time running around, keeping people pleased. But this is my favorite holiday. It's a chance to start over new. 'Cause I missed you, so I'm letting go of everything but you. These are the good times with you. Baby, this year it's just gonna be you and me. Hang by the fire and chill. Isn't this how it's supposed to be? Making our Christmas memories. Oh, and I've been longing to hold you close. Forget about everyone else. Isn't this how it's supposed to be? Making our Christmas memories. Oh, oh, la da da da, oh, oh, la da da da, oh, oh, la da da da. Making our Christmas memories. I've been wrapping presents for you. I've been hanging marbles in the tree. And I've lit my house with Christmas lights. So you should come back home to me. And when we wake up in the morning, I'm gonna play those carols that you love. We'll be singing.
Sorry to interrupt your Christmas listening, but I thought it was important to point out that I did in fact bring out the herpes of the craft world when I use glitter. I don't normally use glitter. I live with a man that absolutely loathes glitter. And of course, once you bring it out, you will literally live in glitter forever. It doesn't matter how much you try to clean it. It lives with you forever after that point. So I am now covered in red and green glitter, and it will stay that way forever. But once I'd done that bit, it was on to painting the actual advent calendar itself. So once again, I will shut up and leave you to the music.
I'm not wasting any dreams this Christmas. I've made my wish upon that star. The only dream of which my list consists is to always be wherever you are. This year there will be no praying for the snow to fall. It would not make a difference to me at all. No, I'm not wasting any dreams this Christmas. I've made my wish and it came true. No, there is no denying I'm as lucky as can be. This year the wishing star has shone its light on me. I'm as happy as a child on Christmas. I've made my wish and it came true. All I want for Christmas is you.
No, look, more glitter. After I had glittered all of the baubles, I literally just dabbed on a tiny little bit of UV resin, cured that, added the numbers, because obviously you need to be able to know what drawer to actually get. And that was this project done. Well, sort of done. I did add hinges off screen because I tried doing it on screen and I was getting very annoyed, so I ended up getting my other half to add the hinges. But I added like these tiny little golden hinges to act as the door for the reindeer painting. And I also covered the back of the painting with a bit of black foam just so, you know, when it closed it didn't bash into it. But that's it. That's this video finished. I hope you have all enjoyed watching. Thank you very much if you've made it to the very end. You are legends. You have my appreciation. I will see you in the next video, guys. Have a awesome Christmas and a very happy New Year. And I will see you in the next one. I will see you later, guys. Bye. Oh, P.S. don't forget to subscribe because I'd love a new subscriber. Okay, bye.